Good evening and welcome to Sunday Express. Tonight, we will tell you why you need to be worried if you live in the counties of Migori, Kisumu and Nairobi. But in the meantime, here are tonight's highlights. Shocking survey by Elimu Bora Working Group shows that 19% of schools charging parents ties that bind. Power of love and community spirit on full display as 9 couples tie the knot in mass wedding in Nyandarua. And 2025 London Marathon. Kenya shines as Sebastian Sawe wins the men's marathon with Jocelyn Jepkosgei finishing second in the women's race. Byron Abuli is a sign language interpreter. My name is John Jacob Kioria. You are very much welcome to the broadcast tonight. Now, a survey by Elimu Bora Working Group has revealed that parents in public primary and junior secondary schools continue to be burdened by illegal levies charged by learning institutions. The unlawful levies include charges on admission, desks, lockers, books, reams of printing papers, development projects, remedial lessons, among others. 85.7% of schools surveyed send learners home if they cannot pay, leading to cases of school dropouts. As schools gear up for the term starting Monday, still hangs over parents in public primary and junior secondary schools, illegal levies. According to a survey by the Elimu Bora Working Group, although primary and junior secondary school education should be free, over 90% of schools charge admission fees.
Shah Primary School in Kisumu charges between 15,000 Kenya shillings and 20,000 for primary in Kisumu, requires 13,000 to 15,000 for admission, along with other additional 5,000 for a locker. Primary charges shillings 10,000 for admission and 4,500 for a locker. At Kibao Primary and Junior Secondary School in Machakos, parents must pay shillings 1,000 for admission and 4,000 for desks.
Additionally, between 45 and 55% of schools surveyed still charge for textbooks. While some schools require cash payments, others provide parents with shopping lists. At 58% of junior secondary schools and 40% of primary schools impose development levies, which are often labeled as classroom, laboratory or toilet construction fees. Fees for remedial lessons are also widespread despite 89% of schools compel learners to take extra tuition at a cost. Secondary schools.
There are schools that are actually charging remedial fee on a termly basis at a primary school level. And pay so that we teach you.
Mwalimu ana muda na mwanafunzi. Anapochukua muda zaidi, anaitisha fedha zaidi. Kwa hivyo naona hiyo si haki.
Most schools are said not to provide receipts for these payments, making it difficult for parents to keep records or question the legal charges.
And the study has revealed that parents are paying close to 40,000 per year per child. And that tells you, when you ask your question, who finance basic education, the government or the parent?
Elimu Bora Working Group is now urging parents not to make such payments, even as it challenges the government to crack the whip on exploitative.
Ukienda nyumbani unapata watoto wako nyumbani na hakuna mtu anashughulika na bila kulipa hii pesa hawezi kubaliwa pale.
Why are we seeing children going home without fares? Why are we seeing children walking in bushes going for illegal levies?
Kama watalii cabinet secretary na hapo unakuta shule zinaitisha pesa bila your approval.
The survey was conducted between March and April. 370 public schools at the primary and junior secondary school levels. At least one school in all the 47 counties was sampled, with parents and guardians providing insights into their experiences. Payment of illegal fees continues to be a major headache for parents across the country, with learners whose parents are unable to meet the extra financial obligations forced to stay out of school. For Sunday Express.
Thank you, Kioria, for that report. And now the Ministry of Health says 153 cases of cholera have so far been reported in the counties of Migori, Kisumu and Nairobi. Public Health Principal Secretary Mary Muthoni says that the 53 cases have been reported in Migori, 56 cases in Kisumu, or 44 cases have been reported in Nairobi County. Muthoni notes that all efforts are being made to stop further spread of the disease in the said counties and the neighboring devolved units. Speaking after attending a service in Gishogo, Kirinyaga, the PS reiterated the need for the public to observe personal hygiene, such as hand washing, boiling drinking water, clearing bushes, and using pit latrines. She said open defecation should be avoided at all costs, particularly now that there's flooding due to the ongoing rains.
For a long time, since last year, July, and now cholera and Kalaza that are is in the northeastern counties, Wajir, Marsabit, and Mandera counties. Therefore, we have enhanced our surveillance across the country to ensure that we have surveillance activities communities to ensure there is early detection of any form of disease. We have also had laboratory investigations enhanced so that we test all our diseases in this country and any outbreak in the country. We are scaling up our risk communication.
Calls for employers in the country to respond took center stage during the annual Central Organization of Trade Unions Kotu Prayer Day held at the Jogo Road, Nairobi. Speakers at the ceremony, who included the church provost, the canon Paul Kariuki, also called on a section of Kenyans, called on Kenyans for laxity and engaging in unhealthy political conversations at the expense of social.
Hundreds of Central Organization of Trade Unions leaders and worshippers congregated at St. Stephen's ACK Cathedral along Jogo Road for Thanksgiving Prayer Day. This year's occasion coinciding with Kotu Kenya's 60th anniversary. The need for employees to enjoy a conducive working environment was the overriding message. According to the church's provost, Reverend Canon Paul Kariuki, inconsiderate and unjust employees remain a stumbling block to a productive labor sector.
Treat your workers fairly. Kwa kampuni, nyumbani, kanisani, kwenye viwanda vyetu. Siku hii na mwaka huu, wakati tunafikiria juu ya productivity as the key to our economic growth, let's know that workers are variable.
Changing attitude towards work and Kenyans to embrace hard work for the growth and development of the nation. Echoing the sentiments, Kotu Secretary General Francis Atwoli asked the government to ratify the International Labour Organization's Convention 109 on workers' rights.
Na kitu nataka chachi tusaidie ni kitu moja. Na provo wengi kwa nchi hii hawataki kufanya kazi. That is true. Ni kuamuka tu usubuhi kusema uchumi mbaya, sijui nini, oh huyu aladi wajajua ground iko mbaya sana, ground iko mbaya. Na yeye mwenyewe ground yake ni mbaya.
He put on notice employers who manipulate workers, including sexually. Meanwhile, Labour Principal Secretary Shadrack Madime affirmed the government's commitment to protect workers' rights both locally and abroad.
We continue to work tirelessly to promote fair labor practices, ensure safe working environments for meaningful employment. We recognize that when our workers thrive, our nation also thrives.
Joseph Ohungu for Sunday Express.
Of course, that annual parade Labor Day celebrations that are expected next week. Tension is high in Baringo County after 2 people were shot dead at Chomolingot Road by bandits earlier this week. During a meeting, the Baringo security team and members of parliament from the region erecting roadblocks, which they allegedly use for collection of bribes as opposed to dealing with bandits. The residents also accused area police of demanding exorbitant fees from private vehicle owners who may want to be escorted through the disturbed area.
A new spate of insecurity in Baringo County that has seen 2 people die at Loberel along Marigat Chemolingot Road this week has caused panic and fear among residents in the area. The 2 victims of what points to renewed cases of banditry attacks were killed on their way to Nginyan livestock market. They were ambushed in an die on the spot, while another trader who was on a different lorry died on his way to the hospital. The incident saw the residents first to voice their concerns following their protest. A meeting that saw security officers, leaders from the region and elders was held to address insecurity in the disturbed region. During the meeting, the residents faulted police, accusing them of laxity.
Hatukuja kwa mambo ya development nini. Only security. We need security. Why always Baringo? Mimi tulipikwa luru tulisimamishwa mkonya nini mchanga. Leta barua. Ya nini? Leta barua ya kidogo sasa umbe hawa jamaa hapa. Wewe askari akakimbia
wakafanya uchunguzi, mtu mmoja akashikwa, akapelekwa kotini. Kutoka kotini mpaka saizi hatujajua ilienda namna gani.
In their defense, Baringo County Commissioner Sangolo Kutwa said and they will not rest until the killers are brought to book.
Tunatafuta huyu mkora ambaye anaharibu jina ya jamii yenu, hata jamii yetu. Wametusaidia sana fulani kuweza kutafuta wakora. Jamii zingine zimeweza tusaidia. Kwa hivyo ndio unaona sasa sisi tumeangazia mkora.
Mogotio Member of Parliament Ruben Kiborek, his Eldama Ravine counterpart Musa Sirma, and Baringo North Member of Parliament Joseph Makilap called for restraint to avoid aggravating the situation further, which could spark intercommunity conflicts within the Kerio Valley.
A proper disarmament of those who hold the illegal firearms. Criminals must be pursued to their hideouts, to their caves.
Jamii ya Tugen si wote ni bandit. Jamii ya Aror si wote ni bandit. Ni wakora 2-3 ambaye ni bandit. Tusiende tukalamsam community mzima na tuweze kukua tunaona community mzima kama ni wakora, hapana. So what we want, kitu ambaye nataka fuatilia yale ambaye hata mheshimiwa Kibore siangalie jamii kama ni criminals.
Abdiaziz Oshim for Sunday Express.
To some politics now, and leaders allied to President William Ruto have defended the government's development record, urging Kenyans to back the president as he delivers on his manifesto. At the same time, they faulted a section of leaders uncomfortable with the broad-based propagating selfish political interests. The Kenya Kwanza leaders attending an interdenominational prayer service in Thanksgiving in Malava was keen on ending ethnic divisions and uniting the country. They called on area residents to back the partnership between the president and ODM leader Raila Odinga.
Sisi tunaamini tunaweza kusonga wote. Mnakumbuka wakati rais aliahidi ya kuwa atatatua matatizo kwa sekta ya sukari. Wengi walifikiria ni maneno matupu ya siasa wakati alishika hatamu ya uongozi. Bilioni 100 karibu 17 madeni ya sukari ikafutiliwa mbali na serikali ya Kenya.
Rais wa Kenya ndio tumechagua ashike maneno yetu Kenya hii. Yeye ndio tumechagua ashike, na ndio ako president mwenye ako ni His Excellency Dr. Uende juu, uende chini, kwamba sasa tuko broad based. Tutaangalia pande zote mbili ni wapi kutembea, lakini cha maana yule mtu ambaye atakaa karibu na rais asukume mali ikuje Malava.
They condemned a section of political actors whom they say are out to frustrate national unity efforts.
Rais hajaenda Uchina kukopa, ameenda kutafuta wawekezaji. Hata hiyo barabara mnasikia ya Rironi Mau Summit, sio Rironi ikomee Mau Summit, itajengwa as an investment, itoke Rironi Mau Summit mpaka kwa boda ya Malaba ili Kenya yote ifunguke.
Ni kweli ya kwamba serikali hii ikiongozwa na rais wetu William Samoei Ruto kupitia Ministry of Cooperatives wanapeana shilingi 50,000 kwa vijana 70 kila ward.
Mimi nimefuatilia yale niliyosema, nikasema ya kwamba watu ya jamii ya Kabaras, watu ya Malava, ndugu yetu na mingi ya ahadi hizo rais alisema imekamilika, akileta bus.
Nishukuru Mheshimiwa Rais kwa ile safari amekuwa nayo China. Kuna mambo mazuri ambayo ametuletea. Tunajua kwamba moja ya projects ambazo barabara ya kutoka Nakuru, Naivasha kuja paka Nakuru paka Mau Summit. Nataka kumuomba ipite paka Malava.
Wakenya wote bila kuchagua kabila, bila kuchagua vyama, bila kuchagua sehemu. Nyinyi naomba muzidi kumuunga mkono Mheshimiwa Rais na tuzidi kumuunga mkono akiwa katika harakati za kuunganisha Wakenya ndani ya broad-based government.
Similarly, a section of them faulted recent remarks by retired President Uhuru Kenyatta, which they say border on incitement.
Huyo rais wa zamani Uhuru Kenyatta, wakati yeye alikuwa rais miaka 10, alimteua mzee Mudi Yaori akiwa na miaka 91 kuwa chairman ya Sports Fund. Wakati aliulizwa na Wakenya, mbona umemchagua mzee wa miaka 91? Akasema vijana ni waizi, wako corrupt, wanaiba pesa, kwa hivyo afadhali nichague mzee wa miaka 91 kuliko nichague kijana.
Wakati ulikuwa kiongozi wa Kenya, it is under your watch ya kwamba kulikuwa na betting companies zikapewa licenses betting company 200. Siku hizi vijana wakiamka asubuhi ni hapa chini, watu wamejinyonga, watu wanajiua.
Meanwhile, the National Liberal Party leader Dr. Augustus Muli claims there's underdevelopment in the larger Ukambani region, a situation he attributes to misrepresentation of a region's political interests. Muli, who spoke in Kitui South during a mass party membership registration drive, promised to use his party to rally the community to government.
We are not represented in your government. We want to feel like all the other Kenyans. We want a minister in Kitui. Tunataka maendeleo Kitui. Tunataka maji. Sisi tunaona kama Wakamba tumewekwa kando, Kenya ikiendelea mbele.
Separately, Public Service CS Geoffrey Ruku and a host said the government values public feedback and is committed towards public sector reforms.
Mheshimiwa Rais amehakikisha kwamba efficient use of resources ndio kitu ya maana sana. Na ndio maana unaona ya kwamba chai imeanza kuenda juu. Bei ya from a western part of this country imeanza kwenda juu na kampuni pia kupata faida.
That story takes us to a very fast breather right here on Sunday Express. Don't go too far. We're coming back with more news, including sports.
Kupitia star 570 hash tunakupa nafasi ya kuchomoka na this beautiful Mazda Demio. Enjoy a beautiful clean semi-leather interior 1300cc engine, great for personal. Shindia gari hii, kucheza ni rahisi sana. Chukua simu yako, bonyeza chagua option 3 and for only 35 kuwa yako. Kumbuka kucheza mara kadhaa because the more you play the higher chances of wewe kuwa mshindi.
Mungu ni mwema, asante Mungu. Ile nitakuwa naendesha hivi.
Dial star 570 hash and make this dream car yours.
Cheza Loto Moto.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kenya.
Wake up with Good Morning Kenya, the morning show that's got it all.
We dive deep into issues shaping our country.
Youth are a voice of a nation.
What is the next step for the young people?
Unpacking political landscape from Monday to Wednesday.
We discuss family matters.
Relationship.
And for your health.
Someone doesn't wake up and they become an addict. It seems.
And
Wednesday, it's all about
like 1,000 years.
Unpacking the biggest stories of the week, getting you inside.
And the package is not yet done. I get to fix your Thursday with some entertainment. Tukiwa na wewe mambo yako yenda kombo. It is
Good Morning Kenya.
We shape your day.
Good Morning Kenya, every weekday morning on KBC Channel 1.
Welcome back. You're watching the nations allied to the broad-based government have defended the political arrangements as a silver bullet to political marginalization in the country, led by Speaker of the Senate, Amason Jeffakingi, during the official commissioning of the Nomia Church founding Father Johanna Owalo Mausoleum in Oboch, Siaya County. The leaders urged ODM leaders to remain staff in charge of performance and delivery in the office of the President. Eli Owalo said the Nomia Church will utilize its membership base to begin with any of the 2027 presidential candidates or front a presidential candidate itself.
We are sending too many signals. Our leaders, please. We are only able to take this community somewhere if you are not sending these too many signals.
Led us into the broad-based government. We were not quite clear as we are now the value of it. But at least I know three things that are that is important. And people can do their things on their own because there is peace.
Kwa hivyo hii mfumo ambaye President William Ruto ameleta sahi is a practical solution to inclusivity. Opposition kuja kwa mesa sasa under broad based, karibia hapo mahali chakula inagawanywa, mahali inapikiwa, sahani yako weka hapo karibu, saa ya kupagua unaangalia. Pana maneno ya kukaa nje ya nyumba alafu unaletewa mabaki na unasema ati inclusivity in government.
Watu wa Nomia wamesema wanataka kuwa kwa ile meza ambayo chakula inagawa. Hiyo ndio pelekea rais. Na tukisonga hapo mbele tutajipanga na nyinyi wanasiasa. tutapangana.
Leo hii tuna vyama vingi. Kuna watu ambao walilipa na damu. Those who are in jail for so many years fighting for this space. So that as Kenyans we enjoy this space is none other than Raila Amolo Odinga. So wakati tunamkejeli wa Kenya wenzangu, let us remind ourselves of the history na ule mchango mkubwa Mheshimiwa Raila amepeana kwa hii nchi yetu.
Now, cancer is a word that strikes fear into the hearts of millions. For countless families, it is not just the illness that hurts, but the overwhelming cost of fighting it. The treatment journey is often long, expensive, and out of reach for many. But now, a quiet revolution. Doctors and patients are beginning to witness a shift, not just in how cancer is treated, but in how it is experienced. At the heart of this change is a new approach that prioritizes not only survival, but the beyond the diagnosis. Tonight, our reporter Ben Chumba takes us inside the facility where hope is being restored, one patient and one family at a time.
Healthcare Global Cancer Center in Nairobi became one of the few in East and Central Africa to introduce a PET-CT scanner, a powerful.
We treat the disease. That is not the conversation. This patient have a normal life, quality of life, and move on with their daily activities as if they did not have any cancer in the first place.
It doesn't cure, but it sees clearly and
treat and retreat these patients with very, very minimal side effects, and that is what we want. It's about the quality of life.
The difference is life-changing.
We can be able now to identify with precision where the tumor has reoccurred, and we can be able to tackle specifically within a small volume of margins where now we can be able to save the normal tissues.
Seraphine Moipei knows what it means to find the unknown. Her cancer and uncertainty until clarity came.
I have seen it through, and it has made me become the right hands, the right treatment, and the right care that was taken upon me when I was very unwell, and having gone through this treatment has gotten me to even further than I imagined I would ever have gone.
Across Kenya, nearly 50,000 people are diagnosed with
that the first time treatment has to be accurate, and that decide the outcome of the treatment. So if the first time treatment itself is not correct, then there are chances of reoccurrence or relapse and so many other issues.
Cancer is not a death sentence. We have made a lot of progress in treatment from both better diagnostic tests, and there are very good treatment options available.
With help from the Social Health Authority, many patients can now afford the scans that once seemed out of reach.
If I'm talking of PET-CT, which we are discussing today, we charge 60,000. Government pays, SHA pays 54,000. A patient just have to shell out 6,000. Tell me, is it a rich or poor?
And it's not just patients in Nairobi who are benefiting. Oncologists in other parts of the country are receiving training.
We have trained so far almost around 15 oncologists, radiation oncologists, which I have already sent to Mumbai HCG. We have trained them, they have successfully came back, and right now they are the one who are doing the stereotactic.
It's about dignity, about making sure that a cancer diagnosis doesn't rob. And for people like Seraphine, it's about finally being seen and treated the right way.
The silent patients are going through right now is is a lack to know what they are going through. They are going through it. The lack to know that this is what is happening.
For parents of children battling cancer, hope has often meant a long journey, sometimes across borders. But now, offering specialized care for young patients has been opened at Tempisha Hospital in Nairobi.
That this will help suffering from cancer and with cancer.
Oncology care is expensive. The financial and economic costs are devastating.
Families. This word could mean the difference between delay and action, between despair and healing. Ben Chumba, Sunday Express.
Inuka na loto moto sasa kwa star 570 hash option ya 4 kuna kashamba juja na nika 50 by 100 worth 1.7 million Kenyan shillings. Na hii si shamba tu, iko kwa prime location yako iko ndani, na kama ni development rapid and mwisho wa mwanzo ni hapa. Ukishinda hili shamba tunakuongeza 1 million Kenyan shillings ujijengee nyumba yako kwa shamba yako. Kuinuka na loto moto ni kucheza sasa hivi kupitia star 570 hash option ya 4 au register deposit na ucheze sasa hivi kwa www.tushinde.com na ujishindie shamba hili na addition of 1 million Kenyan shillings. Inuka na loto moto.
Technology has become a crucial part of our society. Without technological advancements, so much of our everyday lives would be drastically different. As technology develops, it strives to... This means that technology exists to help us achieve the things that we wouldn't be able to achieve without it. Take on Tech looks at the advantages and downside of technological innovation in a world on new digital technologies every Monday at 10:30 p.m.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Sunday Express. Benson Amadi walked to the hospital, stitches for a head wound that he had suffered during a violent attack. Little did he know that the unfortunate incident was a blessing in disguise. Doctors at the facility would discover hidden in the most delicate region of his brain. The tumor was life-threatening and required emergency surgery as he was at risk of... Here is the incredible story of Benson Amadi's close shave with death, as told by our reporter, Wycliffe Okech.
On the 19th of December 2024, Benson Amadi, a civil servant from work.
Jamaa alinizingira, walikuwa na motorbike. Sasa mtu amekupita na motorbike hivi ujui kitu inafanyika na ashashuka. The next thing I knew,
it was around 9 p.m. and then somebody who knew him rushed to my house and told me my husband had been attacked. And he's bleeding profusely. So I rushed to the scene, rushed him to Avenue.
Days after he received treatment and stitches on his wound, he would begin to experience episodes of headache and migraines that prompted him to return to the hospital. It is during this checkup that he received life-changing news.
We picked up the brain. The pituitary gland is a master gland. Like the brain controls the body, pituitary gland controls rest of the hormonal. This gland is situated right at the
watu. Yani you've never pictured yourself kwa situation kama hiyo.
We were very shocked and we were very much, we were worried about it.
The tumor had to be removed immediately, with doctors warning it could cost him his eyesight or suffer a stroke. Dr. Tanay Shalapurkar, a consultant neurosurgeon at a private health facility in Kisumu, recommended a transnasal endoscopic procedure as opposed to the traditional open-head surgery.
The tumors which are very deep inside the brain, they need to be removed in small bits. So every time you are going in, when we are doing an open surgery, there is always an injury to important structures whenever you are trying to remove the tumor bit by bit. So, for any neurosurgeon, the choice is always simple. The only problem is whether the equipment is available or not.
This required slightly over 700,000 shillings. Fortunately for Benson, 3/4 of the cost was covered by the Social Health Authority, SHA.
Just a few hours. In fact, it was done through my cover, SHA. I was not even in the hospital.
Wale wajafanya decision wafanye. It helps. Register. Sijunge wajua kule is almost 600k. Anayotaka haraka sio kitu rahisi.
At the time Benson was sharing his story with us, he was recuperating. It had been 2 weeks since he had had the surgery, which had taken 9 hours, and the team they will continue to monitor his progress for the next 2 years.
Looking at his post-surgery scan, we have definitely averted these two complications, like the blindness is definitely averted, and even the risk to life is definitely averted.
This is a patient who didn't have to go all the way to India to get this done in neurosurgery. And we are hoping to do the same for all our other disciplines.
The robbery attack may have left Benson in disguise. Benson's close shave with death serves as a reminder to always seek medical assistance when symptoms persist. Had he ignored the persistent headaches after the stitches, doctors may have never discovered the life-threatening tumor and a happy ending. For Channel 1 from Kisumu County, Okech.
Now, the power of love and community spirit was on full display on Sunday as 9 couples walked down the aisle during a mass wedding at Dogino AIPCA Church in Nyandarua County. Nyandarua North AIPCA Bishop David Kiboy, blessing the couples unions, urged them to, blessing the union, of course, urged them to cultivate a culture of forgiveness and trust as a key ingredient to a successful union in the wake of rising cases of gender-based violence among couples.
Sunday at Ndogino AIPCA Church, a merriment atmosphere filled the air as 9 ceremony at Lesha Upondo Ward in Daragwa constituency. The elated family couples in celebration of love. Songs of praise reverberated in the church, blending with ululations and the occasion's tears of joy as the couples walked down the aisle and made their vows. Presiding over the mass wedding, Nyandarua North AIPCA Archbishop presiding over the wedding, Nyandarua North challenged the newlywed to build their families on the foundations of love, trust and forgiveness.
Wawe na nidhamu nzuri kwa waume wao ili doa iishi maisha, wawe na maisha mazuri ya doa. Kwa hivyo tungeomba kupitia hafla hii ya siku ya leo, tunaomba nyumba zetu Mungu akaweze kusikamilisha na aweze kusimama nazo.
Niko na furaha sana siku ya leo kwa sababu ya doa hii takatifu kati yangu na mke wangu Mase Wajiro. Tumetamani sana siku hii ameweza kuifikisha.
Roho ikiwa imekubali ni sawa. Hali ya maisha hata ikiwa gumu, wewe kaa vyenye maisha yako inakaa, usije ukaogopa ati maisha imekuwa. Hakuna wakati maisha itakuwa rahisi. Siku yenye uko hivyo, hiyo ndio maisha yako.
Bishop Kiboi taking the opportunity to challenges facing modern marriages stemming from lack of communication and unresolved conflicts, which has resulted in increased gender-based violence.
Wazee au wamama hawajakuwa na huyo moyo wa kusema huyu ni bibi yangu na huyu ni bwana. Na kwa hivyo tukaona tukifanya hivi, tumefanya siku ya leo, itakuwa ya muhimu sana kuonyesha wale wengine wote familia.
And as the curtains closed on the ceremony that will forever be etched in their hearts and minds, it marks a start of a new joy for the 9 couples who are
And congratulations to the couples on their happy day. The Asian communities living in Kenya held their annual fast foods and foster a better understanding of their culture. Kenyans and expatriates were treated to the various delicacies from Asian countries in a festival that saw participants sample foods from 5 different Asian communities. Country.
Food is a pathway to cultural understanding, and through the Asian Is it spicy? It's not very spicy. It's cold. Kenyans and other nationalities were able to sample the different delicacies from Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam.
It's very important that countries and nations exchange experiences and showcase their cultures to each other. Geography is very widespread, but we can always include many and bring people closer to each other and understand each other better.
According to the organizers of the food festival, the annual event is held to help Kenyans and other nationalities living in Kenya get a glimpse and have a better understanding of what Asian culture and food is like.
An activity like this one is intended to achieve is more interest, experience for themselves, the different foods, the different...
Here came in different colors, tastes, and a spice, synonymous with Asian foods.
But for me, it's the best food of the world, so I'm really happy to be here today. I'm enjoying a lot.
Very spicy chicken, and it's so good. I like it.
It was a surprise. It's a staple food in Malaysia. This same dish is enjoyed here in Kenya.
Malaysia, our staple food is rice, and the most popular food is what we call nasi lemak, or rice, which is cooked in coconut, either beef or fried chicken or squid in spicy sauce.
Once a year we gather together as ASEAN and showcase our food for the Kenyan public, the expats in Nairobi as well.
Significant in Kenya as it serves as a platform for cultural exchange, community building and economic engagement. Caroline Kamau for Sunday Express.
My director tonight, Amos Ogweri, tells me alongside bananas, chicken is also a staple food where he comes from. Now, the Chief of Staff and Head of Public Service, Felix Koskei, has confirmed that development projects that had stalled in the northeastern region due to insecurity will be the church service in Marsabit in the region will enable contractors resume and complete pending projects. Koskei, who has been out on a 2-day working tour of Marsabit, added that infrastructure in the region is currently being enhanced to ensure seamless service provision, including the mass national identity card.
Government intention is to ensure that every part of this country is not left behind when it comes to development, when it comes to investments, and when it comes to projects. And therefore, Marsabit County and northern Kenya ensure that they turn around their development agendas. And all the contractors in the entire country have gone back now, back to roads, to construct the roads that had stalled. And in this area, it still requires a lot of resources to open up of the county. Like roads, like even from my corner to Northor, it requires some kind of investment. And many others that we need to ensure that this is done. So the government has a plan. And working together with the MPs, roads will be opened and people will have easy movement in their day-to-day lives.
The county is pleading for financial support to save daughter who is battling a life-threatening in Akinyi, requires urgent surgery abroad after she was diagnosed with a rare heart condition. The family from little-known Mauko in Matayos unable to raise the medical fees to have her undergo.
Mauko in Busia County is home to the family of 5-month-old Teslin Akinyi. Her parents worst fear. The fear of having your child battling life-threatening heart disease. At birth, everything appeared normal, and the young couple was happy to take their bundle of joy home. Months later, their joy appears to have turned into depression, condition that makes it difficult for her tiny heart to do what it is expected to do to keep the blood flowing.
Kati tulijipanga tukaenda huko hapo Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital hapo wakafanya hiyo echocardiography, tukapata mtoto akona kwa heart kuna shida, kuna shimo mbili. Doctors told the
In the heart. Her parents, Kennedy Ochieng and Eunice Ouma, the turn of events.
Hatuna chochote ndio sema hata naweza uza nipate amount. Ndio my fellow Kenyans. Also our bila nisaidie tafadhali kwa maisha mtoto wangu huyu Teslin Akinyi.
Mtoto hiyo nyumba iko kama chemist. Madawa tunatumia hizo dawa anatumia, kuna dawa zenye ziliandikwa Eldoret, anatumia pesa mingi. Haifai kukosa hiyo dawa. Nimeomba hata rais wetu. Naomba msaada. Naomba msaada nikilia mtoto wangu.
Doctors at Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital recommended urgent surgery in India. A delicate 3.5 million and barely afford to raise. Kennedy, a father of 5, has depleted the family's resources in catering for her medical bills. The family is now desperate as they are running out of time to get her the life-saving surgery, with each passing day a painful reminder that without the surgery, her chances of survival are slim. The family is now pleading with well-wishers to assist them financially. You can send your contributions through Lipa na M-Pesa, business number 400-200, account number 871265, under the name Kennedy. The family can also be reached on mobile numbers through 0705 799 5273 0705 057 995 or 0762 685 273. For Sunday Express, I'm Gladys Mongai.
It is time for the latest from the sports desk. I'm Bernard Okumu. Let's begin with athletics, where Kenya's Sebastian Sawe and Ethiopia's Tigista Sefa are the 2025 London Marathon champions. Sawe saw off a strong field of athletes to win the men's race in 2 hours, 2 minutes and 27 seconds. After winning the Valencia Marathon last December, the 30-year-old Kenyan of Uganda, who finished second, while another settled for the bronze medal position. Four-time winner Eliud Kipchoge finished sixth. Kenya's Jocelyn Jepkosgei finished second in the women's race in 2 hours, 18 minutes and 44 seconds, behind the new women's only world record of 2 hours, 15. Champion Sifan Hassan of the Netherlands finished third, while Kenya's Vivian Cheruiyot settled for 5th place.
The pace takes the tape. Will take second spot. Now you can see that Sifan Hassan is strongly here.
Elsewhere, modest series finalist Peter Washuri is among 4 players who qualified for the semi-finals of the Eastern Northern Africa Continental Tour Darts Championship after winning their respective quarter-final matches held today in Nairobi. His experience at the prestigious Modest Series count during his quarter-final duel against Nathan Jeru after posting a 6-1 score to was joined in the last 4 by Uganda's Patrick Ochieng, who defeated Kenya's Sami Yego 6-2. David, while Felix Kirwa assured himself of a place in the semis too after defeating Peter Kang'ethe 6-0. The championship acted as a qualifier for the forthcoming Africa Continental Cup scheduled September here in Nairobi.
The winner here will be getting points. The winner will be getting 720 points. Number 2 will top 16 from the Northern Africa region will be playing with the top 16 from the Southern Africa region. So the Continental Cup will have a total.
Jerotich defeated Dadania set 2-3-0 to qualify for the finals of the Africa Continental Tour Women's event. Jerotich will face off with Susan Kirongoro in the finals. Kirongoro defeated Millicent Wanjoki 3-0.
Actually, we had ladies even competing with the men. We had a lady that qualified to the round of 32 after she finished that in her group. That is a Setu Dadania, which she's a very top contender. She's
top 16 ninajivunia kwa sababu tulikuwa watu 60 na kufika 16 inanijulisha ya kwamba kuna mahali ninaenda na kuna Kenya nimefanya.
The championship attracted a total of 56 players majorly drawn from Kenya. And to football now, where Tusk FC surrendered a 1-goal lead at halftime to lose 2-1 to Mathare United and miss out on a chance to reclaim their top spot on the FKF Premier League table. And also 1 point above Gor Mahia, who closed the gap following their impressive 4-0 win against
Musa Masika scored a brace in the second half to hand Mathare United a vital 3 points and at the same time deny title contenders Tusk FC a chance to move back to the top of the FKF Premier League table. Deogracius Ojok had put Tusk to hand Mathare the win.
Mfumo utakuwa unabadilika. Brian Uhuru anaileta ndani. Musa Masika Wanyama Chove. Masika Wanyama.
FC Talanta could not Gor Mahia in their last encounter. They could not find a way past Ulinzi Stars, who thrashed them 4-0 in their one-sided encounter.
Maliziwa kwa bora na Mesha Karani Makoha. Analeta ndani Mushiri, cheza kule. Kichwa Maton Samunya. Ranzuri Felix Otieno. Leta ndani Otieno. Anao.
No goals were witnessed in the game between Kakamega Homeboys and Sofapaka as they played to a goalless draw.
Morrison. Bado Sharif Musa memchenga mtu na ileta ndani ile. Austin anaenda mwisho. Boniface Omondi inapata it's just icing on the cake.
Gallo from Gor Mahia, much deserved win for the defending champions. Also, Team Kenya from the just ended Eastern Africa Athletics Under-18 and Under-20 Championships returned home today from Zanzibar, where they emerged as overall champions with 21 medals and 5 bronze.
The Under-18 team also emerged champions with 7 gold, 3 silver and a bronze, while their Under-20 counterparts with 5 gold, 1 silver and 4 bronze medals. Uganda finished overall second with 9 gold medals, 11 silver and 6 bronze medals, with host Zanzibar finishing third with 6 gold, 6 silver and 5 bronze.
Napanga ili ni tena muda ya kwenda mbele tena.
Race haikuwa rahisi, nilijaribu sana. Wa Uganda walikuwa tough, lakini nilitia bidii nikaweza kushinda kwa Under-20.
So we had a problem because of the organization in Tanzania. At first we would have done it early April, but then of course they changed. Eventually they gave us a very short notice. Lucky that the championship in Mombasa for primary and secondary schools, we were able now to pick a team that
Ilovi hailed the team's performance, adding that they are shifting their focus now to the Africa Under-20 Athletics Championships set for Oran, Algeria in July this year.
We had a lean team, of course, of 14. This is a crop which is going to grow into the Africa Championships this year and maybe some other years to come.
We have Olympic. This is the team we are looking into. And the plan that we have as a federation under the leadership of General Duay, 2028 is not far, it's about 3.5 or almost 4 years to 2028 Olympics. This is the preparation we are starting. Also competing. And the structures and the plans that this Kenya has can be seen now through the camps and partnership with the schools that we have very, very closely together to ensure that the continuity doing will help them now in the future as they prepare for competitions.
Athletics Kenya Youth Director Barnaba Koril emphasized the need for athletes to embrace available scholarship opportunities to further their education as well as sports.
Just tell them to run and to study so that when they go to university and get a degree, then they will be able. As myself was a product to study, we want to replicate that so that we build a society that can also help themselves and but other activities that they can build also this country.
And across the borders now, where Liverpool have been confirmed the 2024-2025 English Premier League champions with 4 games to spare after defeating.
So Bournemouth kick-off. Had a bit of a sticky patch. They've actually lost.
Now Liverpool and Manchester United are the most successful clubs in England, having while Arsenal come in second, 7 titles adrift. That's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Bernard Okumu.
For the statistical update, only that you don't mention the last time Arsenal won and when probably they'll win next. It's a foot cup. My name is John Jacob Kioria. Byron Abuli was a sign language interpreter. Have yourself a fantastic week ahead.
Down Express. Bado haijajaa dere watu wengine 7.
Sasa umetoka wapi? Mimi sitaki mahindi leo.
Wewe unanichia mkate.
Siagushi mkate fubi.
Wewe ongea bora usiguze mkate yangu.
Usishike hii. Nataka usikulie huko mbali na mimi. Si mimi nakula miwa ni wewe.
Hadi mejana bado unasema watu waingie. Tuambie ndare hapo apunguze wimbo.
Mimi napungushwa hapa. Kama unataka kuendesha gari yako, enda dial *570# option ya 3. Watu wanaendesha magari hapa nje na wewe bado unapiga nyanyenye kwa matatu.
Option 3,
unalipa ama unasuka?
Comfort yako iko kwa *570# option 3. Master Genio moja safi, reliable, modern safety and security features. Cheza mara kadhaa ujaze entry tickets zako kwenye draw ili uimarishe uwezo wa kushinda. Mshindi tunamtangaza 27th of April na gari tutakufikishia. Unaenda ama wewe?
Mimi siendi na madhari.
Inuka na Genio. Option 3.
Asante.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kenya.
Wake up with Good Morning Kenya, the morning show that's got it all.
We dive deep into issues shaping our country.
Youth are our
young people. Unpacking political landscape from Monday to Wednesday.
We discuss to guard your relationship.